Amigo, boy. Oh, what the? Yeah. Be careful, Rob. Be careful. Be careful, Rob.
Coi Leray.
What did it say?
She was upset that I interviewed you guys. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. You guys had a history before, right?
Yeah, because I'm genuine. I thought she wanted to do a collab with some music, but really she was just trying to out me out the plan and bag my nigga and some bullshit. And I'm like, you can have yo. I just want the verse. At the top song.
Ladies and gentlemen, cancel your plans, silence your group chats, and put your phone on Do Not Disturb because whatever you thought celebrity drama looked like before today. Yeah, it just got body slammed through a glass table. This is not gossip. This is not a misunderstanding. This is a nuclear-level meltdown with receipts, side eyes, and enough tension to power a small city. Because somehow a couple whispers, one suspicious name, and a few internet breadcrumbs turned into Chrisean Rock lighting the internet on fire. While Coi Leray got dragged into a storm she didn't even see forming. And at the center of this chaos, Blueface. Of course, it's Blueface. When chaos needs a spokesperson, he clocks an early dot what started as nah, that's not true instantly spiraled into oh, this is bad, then escalated into why is everyone yelling? And finally landed on this makes the Kardashians look like a meditation retreat. Phones were shaking. Timelines were screaming. Subtweets turned into digital drive-bys. And the energy. Oh, the energy was unmistakable, the kind that says a secret slipped, a nerve got touched, and somebody hit a point of no return. So stay right here. Because once you hear how this rumor exploded, who reacted first, and why Chrisean didn't just respond but detonated, you'll realize this wasn't random. This scandal crept in like a whisper at 3 a.m. The kind that makes you sit up in bed and say, no. I know I didn't just read that. No headlines, no confirmations. Just a few suspicious breadcrumbs scattered across the internet like somebody wanted chaos but didn't want fingerprints. And as usual, chaos knew exactly where to clock in. Because once the name Blueface started floating around again, the internet didn't ask if something messy was happening, it asked how bad it was about to get. Blueface and Peace have never lived in the same zip code, so when his name popped up next to Coi Leray, eyebrows didn't raise. They launched into orbit. At first, it was subtle. A like here, a follow there, a screenshot with more zoom than a NASA satellite. The blogs didn't even touch it yet, but the fans smelled blood in the water. Group chats started moving faster than courtroom gossip. Someone typed, "This might be nothing," which historically means it's about to be everything. And then the rumors did what rumors do best. They mutated. Suddenly it wasn't just they crossed paths. Wasn't just industry vibes. It turned into implications, side eyes, hypotheticals. The internet writing fan fiction with the confidence of eyewitness testimony. And all of it was happening while one person stayed completely silent. That person was Chrisean Rock. Now, silence from Chrisean is never accidental. That's not I didn't see it. That's I'm choosing my moment. And when the internet realized she hadn't reacted, not even a subtweet, not even a cryptic emoji, the tension doubled. Because if there's one thing people know, it's this. Chrisean doesn't miss smoke. She collects it. Meanwhile, the blogs finally caught up. Not with facts, oh no. Facts were optional, but with energy. Headlines danced around the rumor without touching it directly. Fans speculate. Social media reacts. Translation. We're about to blame y'all for what we're posting. And that's when the first wave of reactions hit. Some fans laughed it off. No way, others swore it made perfect sense. That's exactly something Blueface would do. And then there were the conspiracy theorists who broke out timelines, screenshots, and digital magnifying glasses like they were auditioning for CSI. Instagram. But here's where things got uncomfortable. Because Coi Leray never said a word. Not a tweet. Not a clapback. Not even a vague quote that could be interpreted 17 different ways. and silence in internet culture is never neutral. Silence is a blank canvas and the public loves to paint dots, so the narrative shifted. It went from "is this true?" to "why hasn't she said anything?" And that question started sounding less like curiosity and more like accusation. People don't wait for answers anymore. They wait for reactions, and when they don't get them, they invent conclusions. Still, Chrisean stayed quiet, and that's when the tone changed, because suddenly, fans noticed the posts, the ones that weren't obvious, but felt pointed. A lyric reposted with too much intention. A caption that sounded normal unless you were already looking for meaning. A video that felt like it was aimed at someone without saying a name. The internet leaned forward. "This sounds personal. That's not random. She talking to somebody." And then boom. Chrisean snapped. Not gently. Not indirectly. Not with plausible deniability. She went full volume, full attitude, zero hesitation. The energy was raw. The words weren't filtered. This wasn't a PR-crafted response or a "let me clear the air" statement. This was frustration spilling over, emotion boiling past the rim, and anger that had been marinating way longer than the public realized that it wasn't just about the rumor anymore. That much was clear immediately. This felt like a final straw moment, the kind where someone's been biting their tongue while the world plays with their name. And then suddenly decides, nah, today's the day. And once Chrisean spoke, the internet froze, not because she didn't sound confused. She didn't sound unsure. She sounded triggered. Her tone wasn't addressing speculation. It was "I'm tired of y'all." It was frustration layered with history. Exhaustion mixed with fire. Every sentence felt like it came from a place deeper than one headline. This wasn't about one woman. This wasn't about one rumor. This was about patterns. And let's be real, the audience caught that instantly. Comments flooded in at lightning speed. Some people took her side without hesitation. "She's been through enough." Others started pointing fingers. "Why bring Coi into it?" And then there were the messy ones, the ones who live for drama, cheering like this was a heavyweight title fight. But the most dangerous part, Chrisean didn't say everything. She hinted. She implied. She let her tone do the talking. And when someone sounds like they know more than they're saying, the internet assumes the worst. Suddenly, people weren't just reacting, they were digging. Old clips resurfaced. Past interviews got replayed with new meaning. Anything that even vaguely connected these names got dragged back into the spotlight like it owed rent. And through all of it, Coi Leray still hadn't responded, which only poured gasoline on the fire, because now it didn't look like random drama. It looked like someone got caught in the crossfire of something much messier. And when Chrisean's fans realized this wasn't a passing rant but a warning, the tone online turned feral. By the time the sun came up, this wasn't a rumor anymore, it was a full-blown spectator event. The kind where people don't ask what happened, they ask who's winning. And overnight, the internet decided it wasn't just watching drama. It was judging it. The moment Chrisean Rock spoke, the timeline split clean down the middle like a wishbone. One side locked in with blind loyalty, the other sharpened pitchforks with Wi-Fi speed. Neutral opinions, those packed up and left early, memes detonated first. That's always how you know something's gone mainstream. Not clever ones either, surgical ones. Screenshots paired with captions so ruthless they felt like drive-by commentary. Someone took Chrisean's words and slapped them next to reaction clips from reality TV like this was a crossover episode nobody approved. Another person mashed up old interviews with new audio. And suddenly the internet was treating tone like evidence. And right in the middle of that chaos sat Coi Leray, still quiet, still unbothered on the surface, still not giving the internet what it wanted most, a response. That silence, it didn't calm anything down. It aggravated it, because now people weren't just reacting to what was said, they were reacting to what wasn't. The comments shifted from "did this happen?" to "why hasn't she said anything?" And when the internet starts demanding explanations, it doesn't wait politely. Think of it like this. The internet is a courtroom where everyone's the judge, the jury, and the person yelling from the back. Evidence is optional. Confidence is mandatory. So the speculation escalated. Suddenly, everything was a sign. A song lyric reposted months ago got reinterpreted like it was a confession. A random selfie turned into body language analysis. Even a like on a fan comment spun into intent. People were zooming in so hard on pixels you'd think there was a treasure map hidden in the grain. And then came the celebrity reactions, the unofficial ones, not statements. Oh no, those are too clean. This was subtweets from people who never said names but absolutely meant names. Side-eye emojis from artists who don't do drama but somehow always show up when it's hot. Podcast hosts laughing a little too hard, saying things like, "I'm not saying nothing, but," and then saying everything except names. The energy turned gladiatorial. One camp framed Chrisean as someone finally snapping after being pushed too far. Dragged too often and expected to stay quiet for everyone else's comfort, they called it raw. They called it real. They said this is what happens when you poke a bruise and act shocked when it hurts. The other camp. They said it was reckless. That bringing another woman into ongoing chaos was unnecessary. That if this was really about Blueface, then say that and leave everyone else out of it. And here's where it got messy in a new way. Because people weren't just debating what happened anymore, they were debating who gets blamed by default. Old conversations about misogyny, industry politics, and public scrutiny got pulled into the mix like emergency backup dancers. The drama grew legs and started sprinting into think piece territory. But while people argued philosophy, the memes kept coming. One viral clip compared the situation to a reality show crossover nobody asked for. Another caption read, "This beef has more episodes than Netflix," someone else wrote. At this point, the rumor needs a documentary narrator, and all of it drowned out the original question. Was the rumor even true? Funny thing is, by now, it didn't matter, because the narrative had outgrown the facts. This was no longer about confirmation. It was about perception. And perception online is a wildfire. It spreads faster than truth and leaves ash where context used to be. Meanwhile, Chrisean's energy didn't cool. If anything, it sharpened. Not louder, but more deliberate. The words felt chosen with intent now. The tone was less explosion, more controlled burn. Like someone saying, "I said what I said and I could say more." That's when fans realized this wasn't impulsive. This wasn't someone spiraling in the moment. This was someone fed up, finally deciding to stop swallowing things for the sake of appearances. And that realization changed the temperature. People started asking, what don't we know? What's been happening off camera? How long has this been building? Once those questions hit, the internet did what it always does. It started digging backward. Old drama resurfaced. Past patterns got re-examined. Every time Blueface's name appeared in any chaotic storyline, people stitched it together like a crime board with red string. The conclusion many jumped to wasn't subtle. This wasn't about Coi specifically. It was about being tired of being collateral damage in someone else's circus. Still, the silence from Coi remained, and that silence split opinion again. Some called it classy. Some called it strategic. Some called it suspicious. But nobody called it invisible, because at this point, not responding felt like a move in itself. And whether intentional or not, it left Chrisean standing alone in the spotlight, talking, reacting, absorbing all the heat while the internet argued over who deserved what. The result? Public outrage multiplied. Not just at individuals, but at the entire situation. People started saying they were tired of this storyline, that it was exhausting, that it was sad, that it was entertaining but in a way that made them feel guilty for watching. And that's when you know a scandal has peaked, when people claim they're sick of it. While refreshing the page every 5 minutes. By the end of this phase, one thing was undeniable. Reputations were shifting in real time. Sympathy was moving. Lines were being redrawn. And whatever the truth was, it was now buried under layers of opinion, memes, and emotional reactions. By now, the smoke wasn't clearing, it was settling. And when smoke settles, it doesn't disappear. It stains everything it touches. This wasn't trending anymore. This was lingering. Because once the internet finished screaming, laughing, arguing, and memeing a situation into exhaustion, it always enters its most dangerous phase, reflection. That's when people stop asking what went viral and start asking what changed. And make no mistake, things changed for Chrisean Rock. The aftermath didn't look like regret. It looked like acceptance. The tone shifted from explosive to resolute, like someone who already knew the price and decided it was worth paying. There was no backpedaling, no taken out of context tour, no apology tour with soft lighting and selective accountability. Instead, the energy was firm, unapologetic, almost relieved. Because sometimes speaking up doesn't make things better, it just makes them honest. And honesty, especially loud honesty, tends to scare people who benefit from silence. Public opinion fractured again, but this time more quietly. The loud defenders stayed loud, but the critics got more measured. Less outrage, more analysis. Less she's wrong, more this is sad. And that shift matters. Because sympathy doesn't always look like support, it often looks like discomfort. Meanwhile, Coi Leray emerged from the chaos and touched in the most strategic way possible. Still not engaging. No response. No acknowledgement. No visible interest in the storm that had briefly tried to drag her name into the mud, and that silence. It aged differently now. At first, people called it avoidance. But as time passed, the narrative shifted again. Suddenly it looked less like fear and more like insulation. Like someone who refused to wrestle in the mud because they knew the mess sticks longer than the truth. Some fans praised it as maturity. Others whispered that silence is easier when you're not the one bleeding publicly. Both things can be true. The internet doesn't like nuance, but it recognizes strategy when it sees it. And then there was Blueface, the common denominator nobody could ignore. Here's the uncomfortable reality. Even without saying much, his presence haunted every corner of this narrative. Every argument, every think piece, every "this isn't about her" eventually circled back to him like gravity. Because patterns don't lie. People do, but patterns don't. And the pattern here was chaos following one name like a loyalty program. By this stage, fans weren't even shocked anymore. They were resigned. The reactions sounded less like outrage and more like exhaustion. Again, became the dominant emotion. Not anger, not surprise, just tired familiarity. That kind of fatigue is dangerous not because it causes outrage, but because it normalizes damage, relationships, strained public perception, altered trust, questioned. Chrisean's image didn't collapse, but it hardened. People stopped seeing her as unpredictable chaos and started seeing her as someone shaped by it. Still controversial, still volatile, but now visibly worn by the constant cycle of drama she never seems able to escape. Coi's image, on the other hand, remained clean but colder. The silence protected her brand while leaving a faint chill behind. Some fans admired it. Others felt disconnected. When you don't speak, people project, and projections stick whether you asked for them or not. And the internet moved on. Publicly, but privately. It archived everything. Screenshots don't expire. Memes don't forget. And narratives don't vanish, they hibernate. This situation didn't end with a bang. It ended with a pause. The kind of pause that makes you uneasy, because you know the story isn't finished, just temporarily quiet. And that's the most unsettling part. No final statement closed the book. No clear truth tied it up. No lesson got learned out loud. Instead, the takeaway floated in the air like smoke after fireworks. Something went wrong, something deeper was exposed. And everyone involved walked away changed, even if they pretended they didn't. The internet got its entertainment. The blogs got their clicks. The fans got their debates. But the people at the center, they got another chapter added to a story they didn't ask the world to read in real time. And if history has taught us anything, it's this: when drama ends without closure, it doesn't disappear. It waits. Because in celebrity culture, silence isn't peace, it's just the calm before the next headline. And there you have it, another chapter in the never-ending saga where celebrity chaos refuses to mind its business. If your jaw isn't on the floor right now, check your pulse. Because this drama hit harder than a surprise diss track at midnight. Now don't just sit there like you accidentally walked into the messiest group chat on earth yet involved. Drop a comment and tell me straight up, was Chrisean justified, or did this situation spiral way past the point of no return? Was silence a power move, or a dodge? And let's be honest, how long before this explodes again? Smash that like button like it owes you rent, groceries, and emotional damages. Hit subscribe like you're locking in front row seats to chaos, because you already know the next scandal is loading as we speak. And turn on notifications, because these celebrity streets never sleep, and when things go left, they go left fast. Out this channel doesn't do bedtime stories. We do breakdowns, blow-ups, and behind-the-scenes energy you won't hear anywhere else. While other channels play safe, we pull the curtain back, zoom all the way in, and ask the questions everybody's thinking but nobody's brave enough to say out loud. And remember, today it's rumors. Tomorrow it's statements. Next week, somebody's telling their truth. So stay locked in, stay loud, stay ready. Because when celebrity drama hits critical mass, CLEB Ruckus is always right here, front and center, reporting straight from the epicenter of the madness.